I kind of collect a lot of weird kind of stuff, like a lot of bells. I'm kind of well, I'm definitely a bell freak. And I have bells in every room of my house. I have bells that I travel with also. I'm always on the lookout for something interesting and unique. And some of the stuff that I have, I've got kind of a little toy basket over here of a lot of miscellaneous shakers and percussion stuff, strange bells. I have everything from sleigh bells. These are old, like a general store. You walk into a general store, like it's off the doorway. I've got a couple of different sets of these, which are really great. Some kind of African instrument, but it's very heavy and very rough also. It's kind of has its own weight to it. You know, it almost plays itself in some interesting ways. And these horse sleigh bells I found in Maine, come up in the middle of Maine, a town called Bangor. It was just like an antique place, a really big place. And sort of, like listening to water. It's a really beautiful sound. And the bells are very, very thick. I'm sure you can see how thick that is. It's probably a centimeter thick, each piece. And quite industrial. And these, I have a set of these. I got these down in Mexico City, and the dancers would wrap them around their shins and tie them. There's like you tie a shoe. There's places here in the leather to tie it. And I believe these are coconut seed husks. I think that's what they are. Some kind of seed pod for sure. And they rattle. As you move the leg, and you get this beautiful rattle. I think this is rabbit fur that's on the top of it here. But it's attached into the leather. But again, it's a beautiful, beautiful sound. It's like different gourd shakers and different things. And I've got this massive bells and coconut shell husks. Just from different travels that I've made and different bells that I've found along the way. It's a really interesting sound. I love just the sound of this. And you have the sound of this. And it's almost like they have a particular sustain to them just because they're hitting against each other so much. And, you know, like I might wrap this into it also. It could be a whole different sound. And the different ways you turn it also, it's never going to give you the same sound twice. Let's flip it again. So it's kind of magical that you're going to get something different every time. I love cymbals also. I have some really great Bosphorus cymbals. I recommend using the drywall screws for the rivets, only when you don't have rivets. And it's just real colorful. I went down to Bosphorus in Atlanta and picked these out. I also have miscellaneous gongs at the house. This is the first one that I got. Still feel it right here in the chest. Yeah. So there's a lot of there's a lot of sound to experiment with. And this is just some of the stuff. But I love having people come over and just kind of peruse through it and see what catches their ear, and different ways that people play stuff. They even play with the rubber end. This is actually a beater for a samba drum. Like in Brazil, there's seven pieces, and they almost form. Well, about 7 pieces left too. But kind of with the blast sticks, you can see it's kind of a similar concept, but they don't break. And so if you're playing outside with something like this, it's going to be extraordinarily loud. Very clear also. So those are some of my bells, some of my cymbals, and I love them all. there was a tune that I wrote maybe 2 or 3 years ago. A tune called "The Reunion." Friend of mine, great friend of mine, drummer named Tom Giampietro, and a bass player, Chris Anghauser. We used to practice a lot in this room when I first had moved into this house. We'd do duet stuff, trio stuff, and a lot of the music for my very first record was written in this room. And so I wrote that tune. We hadn't played together for a number of years, and I wrote that tune. We're going to be doing a trio gig together. And so I wrote that tune for that gig specifically. And haven't recorded it yet. I'm getting ready to. I'm not sure if I'll record it on this next record in October with the Mutet, or if I might wait just a little bit for it. So it's called "The Reunion."